You have probably watched these viral TikToks going around lately. A lot of people are talking, reacting, and sharing. Let's watch them and then talk.
I might lose my farm because of the government. We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us on the EQIP program.
Texas farmers are sounding the alarm on this tariff war. And in more breaking news, nobody cares.
We've lost 536,543 farms. Over 500,000 farms gone. At the same time, we've lost 165 million acres of farmland.
Farmer Keith Smith saw possible ruin, the loss of his $500,000 crop.
They're running scared because of this new law.
And you're in trouble.
I'm in trouble, bad trouble.
Smith's 200 acres need 20 pickers, mostly Mexican nationals.
There is not enough documented people here to supply that workforce.
What is your message to the Trump administration?
Just stay out of it. I mean, if they would just leave it alone and let the free market do its job, everything would be okay.
But now they're losing their farm. So now they care. See, this is what's wrong with this country, is that people don't care about others till it affects them. They knew all the messed up stuff he was doing to everyone, but now that it affects them, now they care.
I have a question for the rest of America. Does anyone even care about Nebraska? Does anyone even care?
What you've just watched are palm card farmers complaining about losing their farms, many of them after voting against their own interests. Have you ever heard black farmers complaining like this? Let's talk about black farmers.
How many videos have you seen of black farmers making videos going, oh, I'm going to lose my farm because Trump cut off benefits. I'm going to lose my farm because the Department of Agriculture no longer gives me subsidies. How many videos have you seen of black farmers doing that? That's because black farmers have historically, till this day, been excluded from all government subsidies. So right now, every white farmer is learning how to survive the same way black farmers have been surviving. Like I said, what Trump was going to do was bring every white American down to the black American level. Welcome to niggerness.
That brother said something real. They are used to it. Black farmers in the US have dealt with injustice for generations. From land theft, discrimination, and being denied of government help, they have been through it all. So when things go bad, they don't cry on camera because sadly, that's not new to them. They have been surviving systems that were never built to protect them. Silence doesn't mean they are okay. It means they are tired. People can only scream into a wall for so long before they just keep it moving. The black farmer's silence is not peace. It's survival.
The U.S. government gave 270 million acres of land away for free. Guess who didn't get any? That's right. After the Civil War, 3,500 black families managed to claim about 650,000 acres through the Homestead Act. Now that may sound like a lot, right? Well, that's when you realize that white settlers got 270 million acres. Okay? Now, the way I figure that, that's about a 400 to 1 difference.
You see, after the Civil War and the Homestead Act, black folks made it happen without government subsidies. And by 1910, black folks owned 16 million acres of land, about 14% of all of the farmland in the U.S. And here's the amazing thing, right? By 1910, that 16 million acres, that was the top part. That was the apotheosis of black farming. Think about the color purple, where all those black folks own land. They own that 16 million. Now that's where this chart comes in. Now you see this blue line? That's what white farmers got for free. Okay? Now the Homestead Act is the second line. This is what black folks got. Okay? That's the handouts that black folks got compared to those handouts. All right? Now, because black folks make a way out of no way, this green line, that's what black farmers had in 1910. Now here's the part that always makes me mad. 16 million acres of land, 14% of all the land that was farmland in America. That was 1910. Think the color purple and how Mr. and all these folks had land. All right? You know what the last line is? That's what black farmers own today? About 4 million acres of land. Literally, there have been reports that over 90% of black farmers get rejected for subsidies and loans. So that means that a black farmer essentially can't make money picking cotton. Make it make sense. To paraphrase Martin Luther King, it wasn't just the land. The government built land-grant colleges to teach white farmers how to work the land. Then they sent out experts to help them succeed, and then they gave them low-interest loans and subsidies to keep white farmers growing. Black farmers, they were just left to figure it out on their own. Here's the wild part. There's always one factoid that makes me think, man, you know, black folks, we are awesome. The one person, one of the few people who made any money or any earnings off of the Homestead Act, black folks, was a man named Oscar Micheaux. So now for those of you who know anything about film, Oscar Micheaux essentially invented black film. And he used his earnings to support a thriving black film industry for about 30 years in Hollywood. So don't tell me that land ain't important and black folks owning land aren't important. Think of all the Oscar Micheauxs we could have had.
What he was talking about is a real history, not opinion, no theory, just facts. Many black farmers in the US owned land. They worked hard generation after generation. But because of racism and unfair treatment from the government, most didn't get loans or help that others were receiving. That's how many lost their farms. Not from bad farming, but from being locked out of the system. And once the land has gone, so was the wealthy and the legacy tied to it. That's why today less than 2% of American farmers are black. This was not just a loss of land, it was a loss of opportunity, family history, and power.
And more of us need to become farmers. As prices of food will continue to rise, we already have food deserts and food insecurities to contend with in our black community. So it's time to stay focused and get involved. Black farmers have played a critical role in the agricultural development of the United States, contributing significantly to the economy, culture, and the agricultural industry. George Washington Carver, a renowned agricultural scientist and inventor, is credited with creating several innovations in farming tools and practices. While he did not invent the plow itself, Carver's work in improving agricultural practices helped to optimize the use of plows for crop rotation and soil conservation. John Lee Love invented the portable pencil sharpener, but he also developed the mechanical cotton picker, which greatly improved cotton harvesting efficiency. His invention helped replace the labor-intensive process of picking cotton by hand and changed the agricultural industry. Then, in 1887, Joseph E. Lee patented a device that made planting crops easier. A seed sower allowed farmers to plant seeds evenly and efficiently, saving time and labor during planting seasons. This innovation helped increase productivity in farming. John Standard. Then you got John Standard, another black inventor, improved upon the design of the lawnmower in 1899. His patent included a mechanism for the mower's lubrication system, making it more efficient and effective in cutting grass. This innovation contributed to farming as well as landscaping practices. Then we have Henry Blair. Henry Blair was one of the first black Americans to receive a U.S. patent, which he received in 1834. His innovative potato planter, the device was designed to plant seeds more efficiently, significantly improving potato farming by increasing planting seed and accuracy. Henry Blair also patented a corn planter in 1936, which allowed farmers to plant corn more efficiently and in uniform rows. This invention reduced labor and time spent planting crops, contributing to the improved agricultural productivity. Joseph G.P. Johnson invented an improved hay rake in the 19th century. The device was designed to make the collection of hay more efficient, reducing labor and time involved in gathering hay after it had been cut.
The sister was preaching. Black farmers didn't just work on the land. They helped in building the farming system we see in America today. They invented the tools, developed techniques, and passed down knowledge that is still being used today. But sadly, these contributions are rarely taught, rarely honored, and erased. People often talk about the history of agriculture in America as if black people were only helpers, when in reality they were innovators. And even after all of that, they were still pushed out, disrespected, and left behind. When you talk about farming in America, black history must be included, period.
You know, I'm seeing all these videos right now where all these farmers are crying about not getting no help right now. You know what? Let me ask you something. When have you ever heard of a black farmer crying about it? Never. And you want to know why? Because they ain't never got no help in the first place. That's right. USDA's literally admitted to discriminating against black farmers. And literally black farmers had to sue thousands of them to get what white farmers are handed for free. And fast forward to today, all these farmers crying that they can't get no help. You see, black farmers, they've been struggling. Y'all just now feeling what they've been feeling for over 100 years. Black farmers, they used to own over 19 million acres of land. But guess what? Systematic racism, denied loans, shady politicians, and legal loopholes wiped them all out. Yeah. And now they're 1% of America's farmland. When the government finally tried to pass relief for the black folk back in 2021, white farmers sued to block it, claimed it was reverse discrimination. Make that make sense. So, you know, next time you see folks complaining about farm aid, why don't you ask them, where's the help for the black farmers? Ask them why their struggle is just now important when others have been suffering for centuries.
I appreciate what she said. Sometimes it takes someone from the outside to admit what others refuse to do. Black farmers are not online begging for help. Not because they are fine, but because they have already been ignored for so long. They have gone through lawsuits, protests, community meetings, and still, very little changed. They have learned that being loud does not always bring results when no one is listening. So instead of crying online, they just keep surviving the best they can. That doesn't mean their pain is not real. It just means that the world had failed them too many times to expect help. That's why we need to raise their voices so they are not forgotten again. So what did you learn today? Everyone's talking about farming crisis, but only certain farmers get attention. The ones you saw at the start of this video. They are hurting. Yes, but for black farmers, that pain is nothing new. They have been losing lands for decades, quietly, without sympathy, without support. They helped to build the farming system, got pushed out of it, and now barely anyone talks about them. This video is not about turning people against each other. It's about telling the full story. If we want to talk about farming struggles in America, we can't ignore black farmers who have already been through it and who are still standing today. Let's give them a spotlight that they have long deserved. Let's share their truth. And if you found this video informative, please hit on that subscribe button.